Further updates from the trial of the two Pakistani heritage brothers from Rochdale accused of beating up the police officers in Manchester Airport in July last year. A new distressing body cam video was played to the jury, which shows PC Lydia Ward sobbing uncontrollably with blood pouring from her mouth after she'd been punched straight in the face and had suffered a broken nose during that incident at Manchester Airport. Now, as much as I don't want to show this body cam footage, but if you haven't seen it, I'll have to show it to you. I'll show some of it. So let's just watch some of it together. So this is PC Lydia Ward. You can see she's crying uncontrollably. She's obviously very, very distressed. She's got blood pouring out of her mouth. She's just suffered a broken nose. Her colleagues are trying to comfort her. One of them is saying, "Are you okay?" Well, obviously she's not okay. She's got blood pouring out of her mouth and she's just got a broken nose and crying like that. So distressed. Obviously she's not okay, but what else can they do?
Calm down, you're fine.
Okay, I think you've seen enough. I don't need to show the rest of it. Now, these two brothers obviously appear to be violent thugs from the videos that we've seen, and they seem to have no regard for punching a woman. I'm told she's 5'2" tall, so she's very petite. So you know, they've got no regard about punching a woman, even if she's only like 5'2" tall. But they're not trained terrorists. Imagine if that incident, God forbid, was with professional trained terrorists fighting men that have been trained in killing people. What good would these police officers have been? Surely in an airport we need well-trained, tough police that can handle a situation like that. Not just for the sake of diversity to throw in some 5'2" female police officer who, when punched in the nose, starts crying. Surely the safety of passengers and the general safety of at an airport should be more important than all this diversity nonsense and saying, oh well, let's be inclusive and have some female police officers policing the airport terminals. And surely that's got to be revisited. But watching that body cam footage and all the previous videos that we've seen since the trial began, it sort of like takes me back to all the initial reactions after that incident, when the very first video was shown, and how there was a mob of 200 people, mostly in balaclavas, going outside Rochdale police station, shouting police brutality, intimidating the police to the extent that Rochdale police had to go inside and hide and finally release the two brothers to appease the crowd. And then all that period of like no action from CPS, from Crown Prosecution Services to charge the two brothers, and all those elected representatives that were just like saw an opportunity for vote begging from a certain community, and they were condemning the police action, saying how disturbing it was, and going to see the two brothers, saying how traumatized their families were. I showed a statement by Paul Woe, the Rochdale MP, Labour MP for Rochdale. I showed his statement at the time after the incident had happened. I've got his video now as well. Let's just watch his video.
I met the family yesterday for a long time in their home. It's clear from talking to them that they are traumatised. Lots of people saw that video clip and were really distressed by it. The police themselves said it was a distressing clip. But just imagine if that was your brother, if that was your son in that video. And you can imagine just how distraught they are.
Imagine if that female police officer, PC Lydia Ward, was your sister. How disturbed were her family after what had happened to her? Why has he got no concern for the families of the police officers? These sort of people should never ever be elected again. If we want to mend what's wrong in this country, no one should vote for people like this.
So their priorities, there are two priorities for the family, they told me. They want me to make clear to everyone. First is the health and well-being of their family immediately, healing, getting better. But the second priority is justice, and the need for justice, not just to be done, but seen to be done.
So always justice for just one certain community so you can grab their votes. And okay, you could say at the time, for example, he didn't know about what had happened. He'd only seen one video. But obviously, you know, we've all seen what's happened since. He's the MP for Rochdale, so he must know. He still hasn't said anything. He still hasn't apologised. He still hasn't revisited that statement and that interview that he's just done. And you can't even leave comments on his social media accounts. He's disabled all the comments. And you compare this with the way Tommy Robinson was arrested when he tried to report from the that rally against anti-Semitism, where several police officers, I don't know how many there were, but there were quite a few, that jumped on him and grabbed him after when he was having breakfast at a local cafe. And then even after they'd subdued him and handcuffed him, I think, they started like pepper spraying into his eyes when he was obviously showing no violence. He wasn't resisting arrest or anything. And he had to go to trial, and the trial has cost him like something like £50,000. And even though he was found not guilty, and the judge decided that he'd done no wrong, I'm not sure if he got his £50,000 back. I think it probably hasn't. But anyways, compare that with what's happened at Manchester Airport, and there's obviously a two-tier something. Is it just two-tier policing? Is it two-tier justice? Is it two-tier politics? It's all of them together. It's definitely two-tier something. It's not a case of like people being treated equally without fear or without favour. So something is very, very wrong. And I think the best thing that's coming out of the trial of these two brothers is that now every reasonable person can see through what is happening in our country. Thank you for watching. We'll carry on with further updates from the trial of two brothers as it unfolds. And see you next time.